June 16, 9:46 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby 2. Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We're up to this first trial of the second chapter. Second episode, I guess they call it. Alright, let's go. Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Yes, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started with voice trading at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see. Here. Huh? Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Yeah, that went well. That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. What is this, like Clavier or something? I'm fine, you know what I'm saying. Oh, no, okay. I'm fine, I know what I'm saying. Good morning. Yeah, what's up? Hit me with the guilty verdict. Gee, see if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Walkie, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, what's the difference between you and me and you, old man? I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. God damn it, you ungrateful brat, I'll have you mopping the floors with your blood. What? Sounds like you've been both voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kentucky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll here, Judge. Ah, it's him! The guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got really popular. Hard to say nine to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, Joe. I see, to be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might still be distraught over that one trial. What? Not to worry here, Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of the concerts, Joe. How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? Ugh. It was worth canceling a show or two. I mean, he sort of screwed it up himself. Honestly, the only thing that got Christoph taken away was the fact that he took the card. Phoenix knew he took the card, and thus he made a fake card. But if Christoph had never taken that card, there would have been no proof that, at least they say the card was a trump card, but if the guy hadn't taken the card, there would be no need to make a fake card, meaning there would be no trump card. So, it could have gone either way. That was the only reason he got taken. I feel like, at least. There was a lot of other proof, but there was no physical proof that he was there. Besides the fact that he knew what the guy's head looked like. Anyway. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get this crowd jumping here, Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Action, baby. Today we play my way. What's that? Noise. Sometimes we have to get on up in order to get down to prosecuting. This is crazy. Victim, Pal Marictus, director of the Marictus Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe. You will only find that out by asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it's undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable?
If you were to glare at anyone, here Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see.
Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. What?
Nah, not yet.
What the fuck was that?
First, there is a little matter to be cleaned up.
Could you talk without the accompaniment?
I swear I could see the guitar for a second.
What is the prosecutor gather?
The motive, Herr Judge. Why did the little pink do it? Punk, yeah. Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic?
Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. I still feel like it's the girl. I'm just going to say this early on. I feel like it's the girl, and I feel like she's become the fiancé of this guy to get close to the gangsters and thus have passage to the Maractus Clinic. Now, her motive, I don't know, but maybe the Maractus Clinic did something to her family or her, and she wanted revenge, but the only way to get close to them is if she's part of the gangsters. Maybe.
Oh, but what if the defendant specially requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies. I believe he said,
What? What is right? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I said that line in a different way, but yeah. I want to give a shout out to my homies. They always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly?
Shut up. Well, this is highly unusual, but court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son of the defendant, Walkie, are you?
Aren't you, son, old man? You step to a Kentucky, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him. Walkie sure has guts.
It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well, then the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motives from the defendant himself. Okay.
I'll tell you one thing, the doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my ops, something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying?
What?
His pad.
You're saying you're one of the victim's patients?
A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street, true that. I'll tell you one thing, that doc was whack.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Okay, let's start pressing. I'll tell you one thing, the doctor was a quacker.
Hold it! First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor.
Who asked you, Pointy Locks? Who do you think you are?
Your lawyer?
Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker. Plain and simple.
Someone had to show him what's what. Hold it! By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with the doctor? Besides you, I mean.
You better ask someone else, Holmes. But why do I care? I made up my own mind and did what I had to be done. Street gangster style. Gangnam style.
But why were you so mad at this doctor?
Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. J-Man. OG, Judgy, and J-Man, though. Okay. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. We messed up my ops, something bad.
So you were a patient at the Maractus Clinic half a year ago. For what reason?
What you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivalis family. That's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right into me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Oh, that's how strict they are. They will shoot you if you go in without an appointed time. Yeah, I was more than a match for those guys.
So you were carried to the practice clinic from there?
Apparently, he was shot in the heart.
Shot in the heart and he's still alive?
I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart. Oh my god, he's so dreamy. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. Whoops. Then he just lets me go.
Hold it! What do you mean he just lets you go without a word?
What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what.
I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad.
It sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a lie, straight up. He's better G than me.
What does G stand for? Like, seriously, bad at G? Bad guy? I don't know.
So I gotta go in and get another yada yada yada.
So, this bullet is still...
You know it, I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Oh no, nothing's meant to be close to my heart than my girl. Who's probably gonna be betraying me. Your words are like bullets shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Oh yeah. Stop it.
Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice.
Word, J-Man, wasn't no accident, that's for shizzle.
Okay, that was everything. There was nothing I could contradict. Seems that there were issues with his doctor.
Man, putting me down like this was doing the world a favor.
Walkie, please consult your lawyer before saying things like this.
Chin up, Apollo, back straight.
But why did this mistake only come to light that day?
It was found during the family health checkup.
The family health checkup?
That was the wackiest thing of all us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, boy. A relief to hear.
Oh, what's a relief?
Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you.
What?
Yes, here Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life.
No way. That's whacked.
There is proof. Your checkup report.
Walkie's checkup report.
How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was.
Oh god.
Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started.
Started?
We've had enough of a warm-up act, Joe. Time to hear from the witness.
Walkie sure
is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy.
I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Gavin's supposed to be in jail. Wait, no, wrong Gavin. Oh, what the hell? Who's this guy?
So, you will tell us your name and occupation. Oh my! What? My name is Wesley Stickler. My occupation.
What?
Profit supports a livelihood under which definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to this notion of occupation, and once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not just all per se, but derives instead from the vagueness inherent or recitations of huge. By which he means to say that he is a student. What the? A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering.
I didn't even know what the voice to give this guy.
Filled with curiosity of all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, hoping my... Here, Stickler, please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today.
Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime.
You ask, quite simplistically, what I saw. However, I understand that Homo sapiens was designed to resign and interpret data, sending images in the form of signal. What the hell?
And not in the park.
That night I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. He was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
Was there anyone else in the park at that time?
I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not.
The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court... Oh, what the... Sorry, Judge. No worries. The court accepts this into evidence. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness?
That man. I can't help but feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
Really?
I don't think we've met him. I'd be surprised if it's, like, I don't know, the woman from the Kurami family. I'd be surprised about that. I'd be surprised if it's Phoenix. I'm just going by everyone that we've met so far in this chapter, and I just don't know who it could be. Not in this park. I'm not a pass through the... Fucking hell. I'm gonna stop with that voice.
On the way home from shopping, you say, why go through the park?
Ah, fascinating inquiry. Revealing my culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I am capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes, 24 seconds, go the time, 6 minutes, however, in the case that the questions are in the verbal category, admittedly not M.
That's enough. Enough, I get the idea. Mr. Justice, the court hopes to finish cross-examination sometime this month.
Please, I've got a recording booked after this trial. And I got a show to perform.
Gee, sorry you're all so busy.
One man pulling a stand, another man facing him.
Were these men talking by any chance?
Oh, now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such as you lied to me, and I'm gonna give you a taste of my own medicine, pal. It's just as our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet in the heart.
That's true, but this is a vital piece of testimony. Sounds like you heard them clearly enough for me.
Oh. Might I be allowed to amend my testimony?
Oh, you're actually asking to do it, okay. What now?
To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, but that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma.
What's the difference?
Oh. Because the guy usually uses slang words, right? And this is the other man. Who was he? I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant.
How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been so dark.
Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier.
Huh?
You see, in class, I always sit in the very backmost seat. Do you know why?
You get to have a look at everyone?
Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes.
Oh, okay. And this relates to your testimony how?
I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there were no lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is hard, immutable fact. He sure is confident.
He seems to be telling the truth, too.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol is pointed at the man pulling the stand.
Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one just submitted as evidence?
Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say.
Huh?
Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was the night. It was my vision at levels of illumination. Now, if we consider the pistol, let's call it Object A, was indeed shrouded in darkness. It's difficult to say with certainty that Object A was indeed Object A. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly.
My badge for a normal witness.
Yet the fact that the pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. The shot, the bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
Are you absolutely certain only one shot was fired?
Yes, of course it was one shot. Why do you ask?
Aha, contradiction, finally. Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, pistol was fired twice. Clear contradict.
Good eyes, Herr Justice. You're clear, you're cool, real cool.
You really think so? He's just trying to get to you, man.
Yet there is no reason why this one other shot had to be fired that night.
Meaning?
The pistol came from the Kentucky family mansion, yeah. I think it's not unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night. During perhaps another altercation.
Oh, he's got a point.
Judging from his smug expression, I'd say Prosecutor Gavin had that answer ready before you even spotted the problem.
He seems pretty confident in his testimony.
We always make the biggest mistakes when we're almost confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it.
Right. Better give that testimony another listen.
Can you see the knife?
Yeah. Fine. Whatever. Take a penalty!
Maybe this? But isn't the right temple still technically the forehead? Obviously you want to be able to see the exact place, so of course he just assumed.
Ooh, if that's all of it, I think I have a chance.
Is that you relaxing? See here, Justice.
Objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice.
Bolo, pace yourself. The trial's not over yet.
Right. Look at this. The autopsy report. Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not?
I've already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not only geometrically absolute. What I mean by this, for example, the deflection of a meter is, times, the wavelengths of the light emitted by krypton particles that we know in addition. It is well known fact that krypton particles are rare and visible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely, that's what—
Mr. Justice! Yes. What's your objection to these, krypton particle things?
This is the big time, and you're obsessed with something so small. You disappoint me.
No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a big or less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple.
Temple?
Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it?
Come on. It is.
It is, right? Finally.
Herr Justice. Oh, Herr Justice.
Yes.
Your tactics are outdated, trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it?
Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony.
Yeah. Hey, your forehead.
Forehead?
Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol, trained on with the other. What would you do, her forehead?
Well, I guess I'll try to stop them. I'd probably shout, "Stop!"
And you, Fraulein? Oh. Are you saying the victim would have turned around? and then be shot and thus enter the right temple? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, "Eee!" And you, here, stickler? What did you shout, I wonder?
The victim turned his head at the last moment.
Ah, yes, thank you for jogging my memory.
Oh, okay, so
I'm doubting that's actually what happened, though. The fact that he's like, "Oh, I jogged my memory," yeah, of course, and didn't think that originally.
Sounds like an addendum to the testimonies required.
9 in the Park 2. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. "Cease this at once, you two!" I cried, with composure and almost feminine-like. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Nope. I see, so you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure. Oh, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired. Maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to matter now, unfortunately.
Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. No. Wait, no, actually, that would make sense. Sorry, I had my right and left mixed up. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was here, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of the nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction.
And that's boom.
The killer were to have fired at just that moment. As you can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in report.
That does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of the Junior and Ivy's University's Department of Science.
Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness.
9 in the Park 2. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action.
Okay. Hold it! So you saw a raised pistol, weren't you frightened?
It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw the pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action.
That was certainly brave of you. You might have got a shot.
You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed.
Okay.
"Cease this at once, you two!" I cried.
Hold it! Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice?
They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out.
Okay. Hold it! Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned?
Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise.
And the victim didn't ask you for help?
It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. I'm totally sure that the victim fired because of Mr. Stickler startled him.
Don't say that too loud, Trucy. Please don't.
Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I like the contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Oh, whoops.
Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now?
At least the testimony's getting a little clearer.
She's right. Maybe I could find somebody to use in this new testimony. Whoops. I actually didn't mean to click all that way. Okay. Have I already done this one? Yeah, I have. Whereupon a cowardly killer, the defendant appeared to have become frightened. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly?
He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As you can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he'd done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
You didn't try to apprehend the criminal.
It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't time. Doesn't something about you strike us odd, Polo?
What?
The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away?
Yeah, I know. He wiped the fingerprints off it already. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes.
In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find.
Find something? Find what? Yeah, okay. Bum-bop. Wait a second.
Tisk tisk, another misleading request. Yet your soul beholden to hold to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
Come again?
Wait a second, you say. A second? As we intended to wait just that a single second, 1/16th of a minute. 60th of a minute. It's hardly enough time to draw breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes...
3 minutes and 25 seconds. Mr. Justice!
I'm guessing that has to do with, like, the 2 GMT things. Because you can finish 2 in, like, 3 minutes 24. Because that's an extra second onto it.
Yes, Your Honor. Am I to understand your objection to the length of a second? Yes! I mean, no. Here, just look at the minute. Look at the pistol. Doesn't have a single fingerprint on it.
Common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for the prints.
Well!
The little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Ha ha ha. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Oh.
Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo.
Damn it! I didn't even think of that. I don't know why. I'm usually always thinking those kind of stuff. Why wasn't he wearing a hazmat suit? They could not see him then. They might think he's some kind of random alien. I'm kidding. Well, Mr. Justice? Could the killer have been wearing gloves? No. No. If he was wearing gloves, there wouldn't be prints. Come on, Justice, you gotta come up with something. So something you want to tell the court, Mr. Justice?
His silence speaks louder than words, Her Judge. He can think of nothing, man.
I guess he could have been wearing gloves. I guess. Well, let's continue with the testimony, if you would.
My pleasure, Your Honor. Small pleasure, but still.
No, I need to represent it. No, shut up. Shut up. I didn't mean to click that. Random fly at the cape. I like that person. He's an evil villain. It's no way. The knife had prints on it. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of the prints remained. While contradicts your testimony, if everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. Did you just kiss his hand?
That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant. He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And the pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of.
That sounds solid to me. Well, here, Forehead, any of your precious objections?
What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work.
You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. I gotta train my voice.
What do you mean, nothing? Say, isn't it obvious from what the witness just said?
Huh? Isn't it what obvious?
When he restated what he just saw just now, he said he saw Wookie drop a murderer weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Wookie threw away.
You're right.
He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth, and I'm not even gonna bother trying to read this. This guy's way too fast.
What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does this defense have anything to say about this?
Well, if what he threw away wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
Ugh, wipe that smile off your pretty face. Gavin, so pretty. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
It was the knife.
Is that a sword? What? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. Great, sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints! The single piece of evidence proves two important things. One that wasn't the defendant threw away. One that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed.
Oh, here, forehead. You're forgetting two other things that you just proven.
Huh?
One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-Talkie. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim.
Oh. Indeed. Never underestimated Gavin is the lesson here. Court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behood us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please.
It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark could never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here we are assuming that my assumption is no better. What the fuck?
What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. From shot to call.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Okay. Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. What the hell, where did I get T from? Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we now also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer, does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice? Better find a way to take this testimony down quick. From shot to call.
I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the crime.
Hold it! Which way did the killer run?
By the time it was clear the killer had noticed me, naturally he ran in the opposite direction.
That would mean he ran the opposite direction from the Kentucky mansion.
Acton, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight.
Ugh, how did you know that's where I was going?
Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience.
He was certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of the little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one flask upon the lab room floor.
Ooh, cool answer, very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy looks she has something to say. Yeah. Or can I simply leave the scene in good conscience? Look, I used my cell phone to call the police. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Okay, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof of 3 parts. Exquisite, simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry.
Yeah. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, so no one else.
Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at that any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction.
Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened. I still wish... No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say I saw nothing.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be few people around the park. So we just stood there watching.
Not much to go on there.
Trucy, if you got something to say, by all means, say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony.
Had enough to last here, forehead.
Maybe it's time to back off a bit. No. The defense still has some questions to demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin.
Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head.
Very well, you may continue with the cross-examination.
I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Or could I simply leave the scene in good conscience? Or could I use my cell phone to call the police? Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Could this be your cell phone?
It's no. Some of us have glamorous careers. We like to get back to this month here, forehead.
Didn't have enough to put Walkie away yet. Should I back off now? Yeah, sadly. Ugh, there's nothing fishy about this testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony.
There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol I show you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No! No!
God damn.
Seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all.
How unfortunate it seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Will you, Herr Forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. The court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Walkie Kitaki.
What? What the hell?
Trucy!
Nobody move.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet.
Wait, are you one of the Kitakis?
Kitakis, you mean the notorious gangsters?
If you don't want to see me, give the pretty little girl a new smile. Do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
Here, Judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess 20 minutes, or I promise you, you'll regret it.
Wait, how did he disappear so fast?
Come to defend the lobby, Apollo. What? I'm wondering if that was Trucy's act. Like, maybe Trucy teamed up with someone to postpone the trial more.
Suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man!
To be continued. June 16, 11:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2.
Trucy! Trucy!
You moved quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Oh!
Trucy, you're okay. I thought...
Don't cry, Apollo.
Grr, those good-for-nothing gangsters. There's some things you just don't do. Pressing charges.
Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else...
You are... kidding me. Nope, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Fucking Trucy. Messing with my heart. Oh, are you kidding me? What the hell was that?
Surprised? This is one of the best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat.
You look mischievous, darling.
He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Ball.
Yes, I'm a big hit, ha ha ha.
Well, what do you think?
You mean you, Trucy? There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Polo, this is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here.
Huh?
Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son.
But the testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do?
Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will.
Trucy, no more stage abductions, please.
I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling.
Oh, that's your power.
It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got.
You can see what he's feeling?
Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times.
All the times there was a contradiction. I remember? Well, I think I remember them, sure.
There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time, there was a contradiction.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. He was pointed to the man pulling the stand. Pistol slightly far from the scene.
He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction.
Well, that's true, but how does that help us?
Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit.
He turned the pages, right?
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. He was pointing to the man pulling the stand. You see, at the very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of the page in his book.
How am I supposed to notice that?
Oh. Okay. Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker?
What?
I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling.
You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games?
It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long.
Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us?
He technically didn't, though. Didn't she just say that?
I have no idea. Okay.
You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No. Wait, what? From scratch. Oh, I don't know what she said. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth.
Watch a testimony. Perceive the truth. The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose.
Not true. Denny said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. You have the power.
Mr. Wright. What? Watch the testimony. Perceive these true feelings. Is she serious?
Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way to get out of this, Apollo.
What was that she said before the trial started? Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today.
He said he thought foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy.
Is that what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it.
Apollo!
You know I'm starting to think I can do this.
I know you could do it, all along. One more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best as you can. Hatter's flew from the coast, and boy are my arms tired.
Right. God damn it, that thing's adorable.